hello. Welcome to my channel. Um, Today I will be talking about a few things. Um, I will just be giving some signs of a predator, some red flags to look out for. I want to try to make this brief, so I would just try to cut straight to the chase. Now, some things that you want to look out for, um, to know that someone that you're dealing with, whether that be um, boyfriend, husband, someone in the family, um, friends, anyone, it could be anyone that you're dealing with, and having any type of close interactions with, you want to look out for these red flags of a manipulative person. And I have about 9 signs or red flags of what of somebody that could be an abuser and a predator. Now, one, I have love bombing. Now we know that love bombing is it can be both ways. It can be the good type of love bombing, and it can be the bad type of love bombing. Now, the good type is the type where, okay, you've talked to this person more than probably more than 6 months. It's going on a year, 2 years, and that's when that starts to happen. Like, love bombing, like the constant kisses and the babes and the I love yous and all of that. That's when that comes around that time, because it's genuine. Okay, now if you're starting to get these similar reenactments of love bombing, and it's early on in the relationship, like, I mean, he's already like all over you. He's buying roses and chocolates and all of these things. You want to kind of like look out for these, because these are signs like, oh, most people will think, oh, well, he's just so nice and he must really love me. No, guys don't just go out of their way, you know, like that. I mean, not to say there aren't good guys out there that will do that, but I'm just saying sometimes you got to look beneath the surface. Like, what does this really mean? Is he trying to win my heart? Because the saying is true. You know, he can really win your heart over. Okay, if you're not paying attention, pay attention to the signs. So love bombing would be excessive texting, um, you know, just kissing and lovey-doveyness too soon. Like, too soon would be like a day or 2 weeks within the relationship. I feel like that's too soon. Gaslighting. This is another one. This is my second one. Gaslighting is a very manipulative tool that predators use on naive, uh, innocent beings that don't know anything, and they try to get their way with them just because they can, and just because they're vindictive, and they don't have any regard for human beings. So gaslighting is a higher form of manipulation. Gaslighting is when, so I'm gonna give an example. So it's basically where they're questioning your sanity, and they're making you question your sanity. So it's like, for example, for a fact you put some juice in the refrigerator, and when you went back in there, it was like not in there, you know, and you were the only one in the house, and they're telling you, oh, no, you didn't put it in the refrigerator. You never even got juice. You never even went to the store. And you're like, what? No. I remember going to the store, and they will manipulate you until they get their way to make you believe these lies, until eventually you start to question your own sanity, until eventually you be like, oh my goodness, I don't even remember going to the store. And it's so crazy because they do it all the time. It's like where to eventually it's like your brain goes into some anaphylactic type of shock wave or something, and it just automatically makes you forget somehow. And that's how they can control you, through gaslighting, to make you feel like you're crazy and that they're right. And it's a really sick, sadistic way to control another human being. Number 3, manipulation. Of course, manipulation from these type of abusers, from the predators out to get us. They are very skilled. They're like master manipulators in what they do. I mean, it's pretty much hand in hand with the gaslighting. It's all the same thing. They manipulate you. They get you to do something that's out of your comfort zone, just for their own gain, just for their own personal approval. It's never about you, because if it was, they wouldn't have to manipulate you into doing it. It would just be a mutual thing. Y'all would talk about it. In any healthy relationship, both of y'all are sharing, both parties are sharing mutual interest and conversations on an intellectual, spiritual, and emotional wavelength. Nothing is being taken advantage of. Each partner is being treated fairly. And when you manipulate someone, you are the one that's basically taking the power and putting it in your hands and controlling that other person to make them do what you want them to do. That's manipulation, and abusers use it all the time to the absolute highest form. And it's the worst, the most demonic thing a person could ever do to someone. Number 4, controlling. Controlling is just basically where they control you. Like, they want to know what you're doing, where you're at, who you're talking to. And sometimes it's different. You know, each abuser, each predator is different in everything they do, because every abuser is they have a different type of motive, a different type of aim, and a different type of game that they use to plot and exploit young women. And it can start gradually, of course, but controlling is just control their life. Everything they do, they want to know every single part about their life, everything that's going on. They want to control them, and it's all for their gain. Guilt tripping. So basically, this is so common with abusers. They use this thing to. This is one of the biggest forms of manipulation, and it's practically where they make the victim feel as if they should feel bad for something. Like they might bring up an incident where maybe, for example, the victim wanted to be what's that word, where she wanted to wait before marriage or after marriage to get to have intercourse, and somehow or another he manipulated her to do that, and she brings it up to him, and she says, oh, well, you did this to me and I feel so bad. She's basically letting him know, telling him that these things hurted her and it made her feel extremely bad, and that she valued her body. She felt that it was sacred and that she wanted to save it for a special time, and he used that against her by saying something as simple as, oh, well, you use my body too. We're basically making it sound like, hey, I'm not the only one here. You use me too. You see that type of manipulation they use to make you feel like you were wrong, but you weren't the one to come out and say, hey, I want to have intercourse. I want to have sex with you. No, they manipulated you the whole entire time, step by step, just so they can use you. And this is another form of how they can use you, by guilt tripping you and making you feel bad for them, just so you can do something for them. And it's just so freaking crazy, is because you didn't do anything wrong. They're the ones that did something wrong. So therefore they're turning the tables around on you, and just picking out any little nitpick thing that they can put on you and make it seem as if you're to blame as well. So then they can make you feel bad for them, so then you can reciprocate for them in a way that would be beneficial. You see what I'm saying? Because it's all about them taking. They don't give. All they do is take. They suck and they suck and they suck and they suck all of the good, all of the life out of you. These things, these narcs, they're nothing but all they want to do is just take your life out of you, take your light. That's all they want. They don't care about you. All of it is a hoax. So number 7, pretending to be ignorant. Oh, hold on, I skipped something. Number 6, projection. Now this is a very well-known thing that happens within red flags of an abuser. They will use their own type of behavior that they do, and they know that they do it, and they will put it on you as if you're the one, and they will criticize you and be saying, oh, you doing this, but they are the ones that's doing it too. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy, because it's like, why don't you look at yourself? And the thing about them is they don't think that nothing is wrong with them. They think that they're perfectly fine, and nobody has a right to question them and their so-called authority, and that they can just go on and just keep living life, and they think that they're perfect and no one else, and they don't have to answer for anyone. They don't have to answer for anything, because they feel like they're just perfect, So, number 7, pretending to be ignorant just to gain leverage. So, this happens a lot of the times too. So, say for example, you might be a little brighter than most girls or most people or whatever, and you can probably sense certain things. Now, when through with abusers, there's no limit with these guys. They will go as deep and as nasty as they can get to all of those hidden doors of secrecy that they got going on, their little hidden little powers that they possess to control and siren people to their own whims and pleasures and all of that filth. They will literally pretend to be ignorant just to gain leverage. They'll pretend to act like they don't know what you're talking about. Like, they'll literally act like they're dumb just so they can gain some leverage with you. Just so they can gain some type of benefit or gain from you. So it's like you'll overlook someone that was ignorant. You'll be like, you're stupid. But in all actuality, they know exactly what they're doing. They know exactly what they're doing. And yeah, they're the ones looking at you like you don't know it all, or you're the idiot. But these are signs. Number 8, fake liars. For example, they pretend to be on your side through promises, but what they're really doing is dismissing it. They do this so they can give you a false sense of hope, but nothing is ever reciprocated in the end. So pretty much they will literally, for example, like y'all, how can I put this in words? So for example, like you guys, or you have this idea or this aim to want to make him a better person, or you notice a couple flaws here and there, not to change who he is, but just to change certain mannerisms that you notice about him. Like, for example, if he curses and he has a bad habit of cursing, you may ask him, well, I know that you do this a lot, so is there any way that we can like figure out something where you don't curse as much, or something, like some type of agreement where y'all both agree on something? And he will agree, and he will give you all these promises, and he will tell you, well, since I love you so much that I will try my best to stop this bad habit, and I'll try as much as I can, and if I do it, then I'll pinch myself or something, what I'm saying. And they will tell you the biggest, fattest lie. They will pretend, they will go along with you, and they will tell you these things, but at the same token of time, they know that they're never going to do this. They know that they're never going to abide by the rules that y'all are trying to establish together, and they'll just continue to keep doing it. And that's one way you'll know that they were never true to you, because they will not stand by their word. They'll tell you one thing and then be doing the exact opposite. Like, you'll know exactly that they're not doing it, because you see them, and I'm telling you, they're cursing up a storm. It's like they just completely and utterly just disregarded everything you told them. And it's like if they really they're showing you in their actions what's within their heart, that they do not care. And that is the bottom line with these people. And this is the last one, victimhood. Now, with these guys, it goes pretty much hand in hand with guilt tripping, number 5. Victimhood, like they will always play the victim. They feel like being wrong or being sorry is not something they could ever possess. And you notice with these type of people that they will rarely ever use the word sorry. And if they do use it, they never mean it. They never, ever, ever, ever mean it. So it's like they feel like it doesn't matter if these people were to go out, or this person, this abuser, was to go out and just dang near hit somebody across the head with an axe and killed them. They're going to be justifying their acts, even if it was not, even if they know for a fact that they did it on purpose and had no real reason to do it. They in their own delusional minds will create this fake type of lie in their own minds to make them believe that their act was justified. It can be anything. It could be so insignificant, but yet they will always, mostly all the time, always put themselves over anyone else. It's like anyone that's trying to reason with them or trying to point them out on their mishaps and try to correct them, they're extremely arrogant, and they don't want to take any type of advice. It's like their advice is the only advice. And that's one of the biggest red flags and the most toxic type of relationship to ever get yourself involved in. I hope this video was very informative. I tried my best to go over just a couple of signs, because I know these are nowhere near as many of the signs of an abuser or manipulator or narcissist. But of course, I will be making some videos in the near future. If you like this content, please give me a like, subscribe, and leave me a comment down below what you thought of this video. Stay safe and see y'all soon.